Okay, so here we are. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Hopefully, we are back with a bang in terms of on the charts. Um, this is the dollar profile. Okay, so Aussie on the daily, Euro dollar on the daily, pound dollar on the daily, dollar Swiss on the daily, Kiwi dollar on the daily, dollar CAD, dollar yen. Okay, and then dollar index. Okay, so we all start with dollar index. So let's have a little look at that. What's it telling us? Weekly chart, still a downtrend. All right, it hasn't for me on the weekly chart. This VB here. All right, this is the low, isn't it? So whenever I'm hitting a low, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the VB, the bullish swing, and that's that hasn't been broken. So we are still to the downside. Okay, the kind of big long dominant trend is still to the downside. When I get down to the daily chart, that's still level. We still haven't broken that. And as I said that on the Monday market update yesterday, July has actually, for the most part, been really good for the dollar. You can see, the month has been great. Now, of course, when you put it in relation to, the rest of the other previous 6 months of the year, well, of course, it doesn't look so good, but it has been strong. And as we said, it needed to get above that daily 50, and it couldn't, could it? It bounced off it. That in itself was a nice turn. And then, as I said yesterday, this kind of counter trend line, stage two counter trend line, it has closed the other side of it. So at the moment, that means we are back to being bullish. Bearish dollar. All right, bearish dollar. Now, I said yesterday, we could drift our way down to the 20. Does the 20? Does the 20? Do we get power of 20 and it flip from being resistance to support? Okay, possible. We could do that, and then we push up. But if it does, it needs to get above that daily 50. So that's one way we could do. All right. So I'll be looking to see if it drifts down to the 20, how it reacts there. All right. What's the score when it gets there? If it holds, that's bullish. If it rolls through it, well, then I expect us to get down to kind of down to about what 96.20, 96.30, back towards these particular lows. That's what I'd look at it. So let's just see how that 20 period, that daily 20 period moving average, how that's actually working its way, because I think that's going to be key. And if if for some reason we get news to the bust that to the other side, well then I have to get above the daily, close above the daily, trade up and close above the this fractal, and then really back up above 100. Those are the three elements there for me to convince that overall downtrend is over. Okay, now the world and his wife is short the dollar. Right, the world and his wife is short the dollar. What if this is just some huge, big strategic short squeeze, all right, by Trump and Bessent, all right, to put pressure on China? That's something you could give some thought to or consideration to. Ultimately, though, when you're just a swing trader, you're just saying, well, all right, for the moment, all right, the dollar has resumed its kind of bearish down moves, and that is kind of reflected a little bit when we look at the other charts. So if we look at the last, as I was saying yesterday, yeah, July's been good, but the last couple of days, Aussie has strengthened a bit against the US dollar. Yeah, July has been good for the dollar, but the last day or two, okay, we've had a little bit of Kiwi strength. Yep, Euro has been strong. Euro dollar has been strong for the dollar, but the last few days have been basically dollar weakness. Dollar Canadian, so it's been good overall for the dollar, but the last couple of days has been Canadian. All right, cable, all right, which, well, we'll look in a moment, but we can do it here. Bang, been good for the dollar, but the last few days is dollar weakness. Even dollar yen, bang, it has been good for the dollar, but the last few days has been there. And that dollar yen is not massively dissimilar to the dollar index, and then also kind of dollar Swiss franc. Okay, remember, Swiss franc is super strong, right? And yet, even that the dollar was able to basically work up against it, all right. But like the dollar, it didn't get higher than that, and it has come down. And I'm just looking at where that 20 is holding, isn't it? Is that 20 going to hold? Let's just draw this in here. In the same way the dollar has had that, you've got counter trend lines there. Look at how you've got the fractals. That's what I say. The fractals can help you. Fractals can help you there. Just counter trend line breaks. Look at that. We're breaking it. There is a 20 there. Yeah, we know what we're going to get. I wonder if Thursday is going to be the day where we've got all of those PMIs. All right, we've got some American data as well. We've also got European ECB. I wonder if Thursday's the day when we get some clarity on that. So you might want to be watching that.